A very good morning, dear children. Today is the very last chapter of the book Hornbill in class 11th, Silk Road, and it is written by Nick Middleton. Dear children, yesterday we had a session for outline of this chapter in which we came to know about characters like narrator, Norbu, Daniel, and Sitan. And they wanted to, especially the narrator wanted to complete his Kora by reaching at the Kailas mountain. And basically this chapter is a journey from one place, means Rao, to Mount Kailas. And this chapter also has detail like what the narrator see on the what did the narrator see on the way, how did he experience staying at different locations, and how did he enjoy the natural beauty, and what kind of problems he did face. Okay, so this thing we will read throughout the chapter as it is the last one. After that we would be completing this book properly. Now we start our reading. A flawless half moon means perfect in size, means half it was, but perfect being an half, it was perfect. The moon floated in the perfect blue sky, natural beauty, perfect blue sky, perfect half moon. On the morning we said our goodbye, means on the morning they say goodbye. Extended banks of cloud like long French loaves. Long French loaves means loaves of white bread in the shape of long thick stick. Okay, as the sun emerged to splash the distant mountain tops with rose tinted blush. This is the natural beauty on the time when the narrator left that place to complete his Kora. Now that we were leaving Rao, location is Rao, Lahamo said she wanted to give me a farewell present. The maid, Lahamo, said to the narrator that she wanted to give the narrator a farewell. One evening, I had told her through Daniel that I was heading towards Mount Kailas to complete the Kora. So one day, the narrator told to Daniel, and then Daniel transferred that particular talking to Lahamo, that one day the narrator would complete his Kora by visiting Mount Kailas. After ducking back means moving back quickly into her tent. She emerged carrying one of the long-sleeved sheepskin coats. The maid, Lahamo, went back to her tent and brought one long-sleeved sheepskin coat that all the men wore. At that time, all the people of Rao, they wore, especially men. Sitan sized me up as we clambered into his car. Sized me up from with the coat that Lahamo offered to the narrator. Ah, yes, he declared. Drokoba, sir. Means it is well. Drokoba means shepherd. When he wore means the narrator that particular coat given by Lahamo, that he looked like Drokoba. Drokoba means shepherd of hilly area like Himachal and Simla. Okay, shepherd, sir. Sitan commented. Then we took a shortcut to get off the Changtan. So they avoided this Changtan route and took shortcut. Stan knew a route that would take us southwest. Stan means the driver, named Sitan, who took them to southwest by taking a new way almost directly towards Mount Kailash. That leads to directly Mount Kailash. It involved crossing several fairly high mountain passed. So that route had many fairly high mountain, he said, but no problem, sir. He assured us if there is no snow. Means if there is no snow means no problem. If there is snow, obviously problem. Okay, so that was. What was the likelihood of that? I asked. Means it would like, what was the likelihood? What are the hobbies? Not knowing, sir, until we get there. Okay, we do not know whether there will be snow or not. It would be known when we get to over there. Then from the gently rolling hills of Rao, as they were crossing the Rao location, the hill area, the shortcut took us across vast open plains. That shortcut that Satan took, that leads to vast open plains. Okay, plain area with nothing in them except a few gazelles. Nothing was there in the plain except animals, gazelles, that would look up from nibbling of the arid. Nibbling means biting it, bite. Nibbling, biting, like we bite our nail. The arid pastures. Arid means dry, with heat. Pasture means land for grazing. And frown before bounding away into the void. Okay, means all these gazelles, they were in the plain area and they were nibbling in the pastures. Pastures means green meadows. Okay, further on, where the plains became more stony than grassy. Now as they were going ahead to the Mount Kailash, different things they were observing. Like earlier it was plain, and then earlier it was grassy, then it became stone. Means on the way it became stony. A great herd of wild ass. Now the group of ass came into view. They observed. Sitan told us we were approaching them long before they appeared. Kyang. Okay, they were, Kyang means pall of dust, a thick dark cloud of dust. Means Sitan observed in the environment there's a kyang. Kyang means cloud of dust. So he added that we will be reaching the next location before kyang came, before it appeared before us. He said, pointing towards a far off pall of dust. Okay, cloud of dust. When we drew near, when we got to near to that kyang, I could see the herd galloping. I could see the herd galloping en masse, wheeling and turning in tight formation as they were practicing maneuvers. Maneuvers mean skillful movement. All these animals on some predetermined course. Plums. Plums of dust. Plums of dust means clouds of dust. Billowed, rose, moved in large mass into the crisp clean air. Means before they reached to the location, the kyang came to them and it was just a cloud of dust and dirt. Okay, and it rose very skillfully. Means it was this word crisp. Crisp means pleasantly dry and cold. Okay, so that particular cloud of dust was faced by them. As hills started to push up once more from the rocky wilderness, as they cleared out the plains, then he reached to the stony area. We passed solitary draw cabs. Okay, from the Drockives. Drockive means shepherds tending their flock. Shepherd. Tending their flocks means they have their asses. Okay. Sometime men, sometime women, these well wrapped figures would pause and stare at our car. Means on the they were going and they saw that flocks of means the flocks of ass headed by some men and women. And as they crossing in the car, narrator and his friend Daniel and the driver Shitan, people observed them and their car, occasionally waving at we as we passed. Means they were saying hi by shaking their hand. When the track took us close to their animals, when the route came to very close to their animal, the sheep would take evasive action. Evasive means trying to avoid the car. Like generally we see that as we cross the road on the way we are going, and then sometimes some animal like sheep or cow or buffalo comes, so the particular animal wants to avoid the vehicle. In the same way, veering away from the speeding vehicle. Veering means avoiding. Okay, from the speeding vehicle. We passed nomads dark. Okay, nomads mean member of tribe that move with their animal from one place to another place. They are called nomads. Dark tent pitched in splendid isolation. All these people, they were in splendid isolation. Means complete isolation, complete loneliness. Usually with a huge black dog. They usually have a black dog, a Tibetan Mastiff. That breed was Tibetan Mastiff. Standing guard means that dog, Tibetan Mastiff, has to guard the asses of flocks of sheep or the men and women whosoever leads the flocks of sheep. These beasts would cock their great big heads when they became aware of our approach and fix us their sight. So these beasts means animals like sheep and asses. They would cock their great heads. They hide themselves from the road. Okay, they set erect means straight to avoid them. Okay, as we continued to draw closer, they would explode. Explode means blow up, burst into action, speeding directly towards us like a bullet, a gun, and a nearby as fast. So these Tibetan Mastiffs, they were so active. Like as the car of the narrator reached to them, they became active and they start like bullet from like a gun. So as they fast as they can. Okay, they are as fast like a bullet. These saggy monsters, okay, these saggy monster means rough haired animals of huge size. Who are these? Tibetan Mastiff, black dog. Blacker than the darkest night. Blacker means their color, you can say blacker than the darkest night. Usually wore bright red collars and barked furiously with massive jaws. Means physically these dogs are so strong. They were completely fearless of our vehicle. These Mastiff dogs, they were fearless of narrator's vehicle, shooting straight into our path, causing Satan to brake. Means they came on the road to disturb the speed of the vehicle, and then Satan took the brake and swear. Okay, means stopped. Thereafter, the dog would make chase for 100 meters or so before easing off. Means after that, the mastiff dogs, they would follow the car by barking at it. Having seen us of the property, it means the dogs would keep on barking till the time when the car is off from their sight. It was not difficult to understand why ferocious Tibetan Mastiff, ferocious means dangerous, dangerous Tibetan Mastiffs became popular in China's imperial court as hunting dogs. These Tibetan Mastiffs, they were famous in all time, and especially they were kept in China's imperial court as a hunting dogs for killing something like people and any other animals. Brought along the silk road in ancient time as tribute from Tibet. Okay, so it was these dogs, they have two different characteristic, like they used to be kept in China's imperial court. Second thing, they used to bring along the silk road of ancient time as a tribute from tibet country. Okay, so this is the thing about dogs, and definitely they were so strong, fit, and very rude to bark. By now, we could see snow-capped mountain. Now they were going on in the car, and they saw snow-capped mountain gathering on the horizon. We entered a valley. Now the scene of valley will start. We entered a valley where the river was wide. In the valley there was a river which was wide and mostly clogged with ice. Okay, mostly clogged with ice means full of covered with. Okay, so this one is this particular valley is covered with ice, brilliant white. It was covered with white, that's covered with ice, that's why it was white, and glinting in the sunshine. It was shining in the sunshine. The trail hugged its bank, natural beauty. The brink of the river, they hugged the bank, twisting with the meanders. Meanders means curved banks. As we gradually gained height and the valley sides closed in, they were going upper side, so they were getting height and the valley was closed now. So in this one, we came to know the valley scene. Then the turn became sharper and the ride bumpier. Bumpier means more sudden, unpleasant moment. This is called bumpier, means full of difficulties. Sit-an now in third gear as we continue to climb. Now the car is going in third gear and they were climbing. The track moved away from the icy river. Now the river is over, the valley is over. Now they are getting hilly area. Laboring through slipper slopes that spotted big rock daubed daubed means spread over with patches of bright orange lichen. Lichen means very small gray or yellow plant that spread over the surface of rock that make it slippery. Okay, that is called lichen. Beneath the rocks, hunks of snow clung on in the near permanent shade. I felt the pressure building up in my ears. Pressure building means now the car is going on the height of the mountains, so he could hear, means the narrator could hear the pressure in the ears. Held my nose, snorted and cleared them. He cleared his throat. He struggled round. We struggled round another tight bend and sit and stopped. Okay, now the car stopped. He had opened his door and jumped out of his seat before I realized what was going on. Now the car was stopped by the driver Sitan, and he came down before the thinking of the narrator, and he observed snow. Means the road was blocked. Not totally blocked, but it became slippery because of this one daubed with lichen. Okay, said Daniel. His friend said, Daniel said, snow, as he too exited the vehicle. He also came out of the vehicle, letting in a breath of cold air as he did so. So he wanted to take cold breath, so he came out, and the car was stopped now, and it was covered with lichen. Now the problem was before them, because the tire of the car now they got slipped, so they need to be very careful in driving the car. Especially second thing, there were some kind of, you can say, turn. The road was twisted and full of bumps, full of problems, full of unpleasant moments, like we see in hilly area. Okay, dear children, so today we stop here. We will continue the reading in next video. Till then, read it out and try to understand it. Thank you. Have a good day.